Once an average lab rat, Subject 13 was never meant to leave the top-secret government facility. Originally part of something called Project WakeBite, a biological weapons experiment buried in secrecy and bad intentions. It was supposed to mimic prey, but it didn't stop there. An accident in the lab involving an unwitting social media influencer who claimed he was just aura farming, bruh, led to the mass escape of many test subjects. All were recovered, except one. Investigations turned up nothing but a broken cage and claw marks on the concrete. Processed records were sealed. Locals say it's still out there, skimming the surface before dawn. A wake, a twitch, a bite you can't explain. Subject 13, also known as Rattus reanimatus, top water terror, undead rat, one of one, for now.
Oh, hi. It's been a minute, but we're back. I've got a new workbench. I've got a lot of new stuff going on in the shop, and we're ready to make a lure. What kind of lure are we making? If you're not paying any attention, I did a whole backstory and lore for the thing. So yeah, we're making a rat, but not just any rat. We're making a super spooky, crazy, gross rat like this. 3-piece WakeBite. I didn't really need to leave this on the cutout. I just wanted you to be able to see it. We're going to do something like that. That was just an early drawing, but the rest of it should look pretty similar. Hands and feet may change a little bit. We'll see what happens. So yeah, let's shut up and get to it. Oh, by the way, yes, I do know that there's a lot of background noise. I have my air conditioner and my fan running because it is currently 95 degrees in Missouri. And no, I'm not going to shut those things off. You want a lure video? That's going to have to be the deal we make. So between you and me, I just need you to accept the fact that there's going to be some buzzing and humming in the background just so I don't die of heat exhaustion. Okay, thanks. Welcome back to Freek Baits. we're at yet. So I've been going back and forth for probably the better part of an hour between sanding, trimming a little more off with the knife, the Dremel, just trying to put together what this thing is going to look like. Because, yeah, I had a drawing, but I have no idea how some of these pieces are going to come together. I'm kind of just creating as I go, adding details here, contours there, keeping in mind that I still have a lot of fine detail that I'm going to do to this, and it's not going to be a one piece. It's going to be, I'm hoping, a 3-piece WakeBite. Obviously, it's a wrap. What else is going to be? And there's a lot of things that on a normal bait I would have done by now, like cut the joints or figured out at least where the joints are going to be. And I haven't done that with this yet because I needed to get it to a point where I could see the full object in 3D space, because there's going to be a few things that I have to take into consideration. I have to take into consideration there's going to be a lip, the joints, how I'm going to weight it. It's obviously got a lot more wood towards the back than it does the front. Just a lot of questions still unanswered that I normally have answered by the time I start making one of these things. I'm about done sanding, at least for this round, and I think we're almost to the point where we can start mapping out the fine details at least, and possibly even where the joints are going to be. I don't know what's going to be next, so whatever you see next is what we're doing next. This one's a little weird. I started off trying to keep things perfectly symmetrical, and then I realized it's a freaking zombie lab rat. There's not going to be anything symmetrical about it other than the basic shape. So I'm going to kind of stop worrying about that and just make it look cool, because I don't think any of the things that are going to be asymmetrical on this are going to affect the action at all, hopefully. Okay, so let's figure out where we want the joints on this bad boy. Originally, I was going to try to do something fancy with cutting in behind the ears and making a swoop here, but frankly, I don't trust myself to do that and not mess the whole thing up. So I think we're just going to go straight across. Yeah, I think we're going to go straight across. And I think I'm going to go, like for this to be a 3-piece. So I think I'm going to go one section here, right behind the front legs, and then one section here, right in front of the back legs. Those kind of seem like two natural places, and that still gives us good. Yeah, the head piece is going to be way longer than the back 2 pieces, but I'm not really worried about that because the lip's going to be back here. So when all is said and done, I think most of this is going to be kind of up out of the water, so it's not going to matter that much. I don't think. I don't really know. I think those are going to be our sections. It's a zombie rat, right? Being cut into 3 pieces is normal.
Okay, I actually think that turned out perfectly. I didn't cut them all the way through because I still want to map out all of my details. And there's going to be a lot of details, and it's just easier to keep the whole thing together while I get all that stuff figured out. Once I get that figured out, and I'll probably start carving some of those details first just to make sure everything matches up. Then after that, I'll finish these cuts and officially make this thing a 3-piece. God, I hope this works. You might want to look away for this one. Might have to blur that out.
All right, time for a test fit. See how it goes. That's exactly what I want. Heck yeah, man. We're getting somewhere.
So I do have a plan. And by plan, I mean I have a vague idea of what I want to do. I've got some weird stuff that I want to try, and I'm not sure if it's going to work. So we've reached the point of kind of no return here, but I feel good about it. I think we're going to be okay, but I'm not really going to be able to explain it as I go because if I'm being honest, I'm probably going to be making a lot of it up as I go. So I'm just going to paint this and let you watch it, and hopefully in a few minutes we end up with something that looks decent. Here goes nothing.
Okay, well, we are to the point where we're going to find out if my master plan for this ugly little guy is going to turn out or not. Come a long way, put a lot of work into this thing. It's been over a week since I started it. That gives you a little peek behind the timeline of how long it takes to make one of these things. I'm confident. I think it's going to work. I think that it's going to look really cool when I'm done, or at least I'm maintaining that positive mental attitude for now. Yeah, let's see what happens. All right, so I've been so excited about this part because part of why I wanted to make this rat was because I got some awesome eyes from Matt at Dead Meat Customs. If you don't know Dead Meat Customs and you make lures, do yourself a favor and check them out. Definitely the best eyes in the game, hands down. Matt's an awesome guy, and he sent me just an array of some of his weird eyes. And one of these just shouts zombie rat at me. So those are the ones we're going to use. I mean, look at that. If that doesn't say zombie rat, then I don't know what will. Well, that, my friends, as they say, is that. I'm very happy with how this thing turned out. It was a ton of fun to make. I, for some reason, just love getting into the nitty-gritty details. All of the hand painting on this was surprisingly enjoyable. I think it turned out very nicely. I did go ahead and slap some Owner 1/0 4X trebles on there because, as of posting this video, this bait is for sale. Now, I will warn you, you saw what went into this. It's not going to be cheap, but if you want to own one of the most unique rats out there, you can. I'm also going to throw in something new that I'm going to do for each of these Freek Files baits, a trading card that is specifically designed for the bait itself. And there will only be one large trading card, but I'm thinking about, since there's only one bait that can be bought, offering trading cards for each bait as we go along for the series. Let me know in the comments if you're interested in something like that, and I'll be happy to provide those. But the owner of this rat gets a big trading card that is also signed by me for whatever that's worth. And I hope that Subject 13 here goes to a good home soon. It's not going to be easy to part with. There's a lot of work that went into this, but I definitely wanted to go to somebody that's going to enjoy it and appreciate it. That's all for now. I will be picking up the pace with these videos because after the whole shop restructure, things are a lot easier to film, to make, and my process has become a lot more efficient. So be on the lookout. I've already got my next 2 Freak Files baits planned, and I will get those made and filmed and posted as soon as I possibly can. I'm really hoping it's not going to be another 2 months before I make my next video like it was from the last one. But thank you for watching. I can't tell you how much I appreciate it, but if you would be so kind as to maybe give that like button a little tickle, and you know, that subscribe button, just give it a high five right in its dadgum face. And if you know somebody who's into lure making or fishing in general, if you would be gracious enough to share this video with them, I can't tell you how much I would appreciate it. But once again, thank you for watching. My name is Jesse with Freek Baits Custom Fishing Lures, and we will see you next time.